Before I get started today, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. So a couple years ago when JJ Abrams signed his little deal with WB, I knew this day was coming. I knew there would be a point where he'd get his grubby little mitts on DC properties. And now comes the story that he is in fact producing a Superman reboot. And being a huge Superman fan myself, I have some thoughts on that. First, it appears that this will most likely be an alternate version of Superman from another universe. A universe in which Superman is not Clark Kent, it's Calvin Ellis. For those that don't know, he's an African-American man in the comics and he eventually becomes president of the United States. Just the idea of them making a movie of this version of Superman, you've already lost me. I don't find alternate versions of iconic characters where another person takes up the mantle to be interesting at all. It'll work for maybe a one-off tale in comics or something like that. Something that you could take a passing interest in, read it once, and then move on. But to me, Clark Kent is Superman, Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and Bruce Wayne is Batman. You need those specific characters to make those characters work. And call me what you want, but I'm just not interested in anyone else being Batman, Superman, or Spider-Man. To be fair, there is a chance that JJ Abrams will simply decide to swap Clark Kent instead of making the character Calvin Ellis. And if that's the case, then I have even less interest. Because that would just be another half-hearted attempt by Hollywood to make themselves look like they care about diversity, when they actually don't. Usually when they do stuff like this, it comes off as disingenuous because it is. But let me tell you the real problem with this project. The real problem is JJ Abrams himself. This is the man who had a hand in destroying two of the biggest franchises in the world in Star Wars and Star Trek. JJ Abrams has already shown us that virtue signaling and pandering is much more important to him than actually coming up with a compelling story. Not to mention, JJ has made a career out of being unoriginal. All he does is simply copy from more talented filmmakers and then add lens flares to the visuals. After what we've seen from JJ in the past few years, I don't know how anybody could be excited for him to adapt yet another iconic property. If I had to guess, I'm going to say he's going to try to replicate the Richard Donner Superman. But his version, of course, will lack all the heart of those original movies. And rather than try to build a strong character with a new version of Superman, that character will most likely be used to push some heavy-handed agenda. This will come off as uncreative, it'll ultimately split the fan base right down the middle. Does any of this sound familiar? JJ Abrams is the type of guy to take someone else's work and pass it off as his own, and collect those fat studio checks in the process. As a DC fan who thinks they already have a perfect Superman in their wheelhouse with Henry Cavill, I'm not even scared of JJ's version at this point. I'm already disconnected from it, because I have zero faith that he could ever give us a proper interpretation of Superman. To be clear, if this project does move forward, it doesn't necessarily mean that Henry Cavill will never be Superman again. WB is going with a multiverse for the direction of the DCEU moving forward, and the Snyder Cut is on its way, and if that has a positive response, it could change the direction of the DCEU once again. I just hope that direction is far, far away from JJ Abrams. Quick update, Ray Fisher has chimed in on the new Superman movie, and if anyone knows Ray Fisher, he's had some trouble with WB recently. Ray Fisher tweeted out on Saturday, "Do y'all remember the time Walter Hamada and WB Pictures tried to destroy a black man's credibility and publicly delegitimize a very serious investigation with lies in press? But hey, Black Superman." Now, I don't know much about the Ray Fisher situation, but it sounds like to me that he's saying WB is basically trying to distract you from the fact of what they did to him by saying, hey, look, we're not so bad, here's a black Superman. I brought this idea up once in an Oscars video that got me a lot of downvotes and a lot of angry people in the comments. You know, when a company does something reactionary to try to make it look like they're not as bad as they actually are, that's basically what Ray Fisher says is going on here. Again, it all comes off as being very disingenuous when you're reacting to something rather than being proactive. And how many people like John Boyega, Ray Fisher, all these other people have to come out before you start to see that everything that Hollywood tells you is pretty much a lie. So let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Y'all be cool. Right on.